We have Elam. Let's see. Elam was born in Togo, and she grew up in Senegal, both in West Africa. She moved to Dayton 12 years ago after several unsuccessful attempts to escape Ohio. She realized she has fallen in love with the Gem City. Let's give it up for Elam.
So, before we start, this is the elephant in the room, because 20% of my friends understand no words I say. They just like nod and say, yes, the other 80% are liars. So sorry if you kind of, don't understand. That's my apology. So, a little lesson in geography. I grew up in Senegal. I'm still stuck on that one, but I grew up I was born in Togo in West Africa, and we moved to Senegal when I was a baby. My dad got a great job there, and so Togo is a little blue country there, and Senegal, we flew there when I was really small. The legend has it that I was fine the whole flight. I didn't cry at all. Then we landed, and I just bawled the whole night. I don't know what happened and why. I was just, but we grew up in Senegal, in Dakar, which is the capital of the city. It's a beautiful place where that was developed by the French. They colonized it back in the 1800s, and it became independent in 1960. And so this is where I spent my formative years. This is me in my cute little velvet outfit that I need to get back. My dad just really worked really hard for us to get a great life. We grew up in different areas of town. Grew up kind of poor at the beginning, and then how they talk about people going to school like in the snow. Back home it was like eating rats and stuff. I think it was lying a bit, but whatever. This is one of the areas we grew up in. It's called Woodfisk. Very colorful, but also kind of lower middle class. Like you can see the buses there in the yellow. And one of my favorite times growing up was Christmas. I loved Christmas so much until I realized that Santa Claus just had no time to fly all the way to Senegal with no snow. 73 degrees, and no chimneys anywhere. So that was the day I realized that it didn't exist. It was a very sad day. Very sad. So then my dad got the promotion, and we moved to this house. And like on the side there is the part I would climb over the fence to sneak out on the weekends. Boys, whatever. That's just what happens. But this is where I grew up in, and we just had some wonderful years there. But just to clarify, we were lower middle class, which meant that we had basic cable. So at 6:30 I would get home to watch Beverly Hills 90210, but we didn't make enough money to get premium cable to watch R-rated movies like The Godfather. So this is how we tell the difference between lower and middle class. We were able to go to a Catholic school. This is me and my sister. This is my communion, and that's her baptism. And the thing I remember about that day is a lot of cake. It was delicious. Those little profiterole cakes. I don't know if you have them here, but it's just amazing. Also, another picture of me in high school. A lot of people there were actually Muslim because Catholic schools offered the best education, and there was no rules that said you had to be Catholic to be there. So, like 2/3 of the people in the picture are Muslim, and my best friends growing up. So this is typical rush hour, well, pre-rush hour. And fun fact, you don't have to have a driver's license to drive. You can actually bribe an official to get it, which I didn't do. I did. I bought my driver's license, guys, because I failed my test. Okay, so I'll walk you over a typical weekend. So first we check the newspaper to make sure there's no planned power outages before you go out. Because it could be wrong, you could say you have different zones and they tell you, okay, from this time to this time, no power outage. And of course, sometimes, it just doesn't work out. But let's say there's no power outage, you can go to the only movie theater in town, called the Paris, to watch R-rated movies, because you can't watch it at home. So I snuck there quite a few times over the fence to go to the movies with my friends. or you could go to the beach, and just hang out there with your friends, maybe sneak in some alcohol and hang out with boys, like I said. Don't judge me, guys. I was a teenager. And Sunday morning you could go to church and with your parents. This is one of the most beautiful buildings I've ever seen. It's the Cathedral of the Car, and also it is the place where they had a Catholic all-boys school. My high school was on the left, and the rival all-female high school was on the right. And we had a very fierce competition for all that pool of young men there. So, but I had typical teenage angst as well growing up. This is the word I was called, nyak, because I was not born in Senegal. That's what you would call somebody that is from West Africa, but is not from Senegal. And it's just really variable. One of the pictures there, so that's me many times ago on the left. My friend in the middle is not Nyak because she's from Mali, but the one on the right is because she's from Benin. And Benin, it's like this derogative word that they call you because you're not part of that culture. And it just brought on a lot of angst and just identity crisis that I had to work through growing up. But finally, after many years, I discovered this term. That's what you also call like military brats, missionary kids, for example. They go through experience because they don't grow up in a culture of their parents, and so we develop, I should say, this different identity. But I ended up in Dayton. Why Dayton? That's what I get very often. I've been to almost every continent but Asia and Antarctica, but Antarctica doesn't count. But I love coming back to Dayton because it's just a city where I developed just so many friendships and so many beautiful friends. And I tell people all the time to go out and enjoy the world because even though I live here, I love Dayton. I still love to travel. I still love to experience places. So if you're scared of leaving your home behind, don't worry. I know it sounds very cheesy, but you carry your home with you wherever you go. So.